This is the first song I wrote called Civility. I wrote it before the election. It just seemed there was so much rancor on both sides, a lot of label throwing at each other. Most unfortunate, people couldn't talk to each other. Got me thinking about how I was raised, and family dinners were really good, strong arguments. But I always learned a lot. I learned by listening to people, and I still do to this day. If I share something, I want to hear back, and sometimes I say, I didn't know that. So I wrote this song called Civility, and it's kind of a prayer to get us back to a place in our society where we can start to listen to each other and not always be so extreme in how we think, and at least be able to learn from each other. It goes like this. When I was younger, Mom and Dad, guests and family would close the dinner with a whirl of passionate talk of politics and religion and all the major taboos, but then some was sure to get a little unglued. It'd be a hot issue, I guess, someone's topical pet. They get all fired up and off they would storm, surprised that all didn't agree with their opinion as it should be, but then they'd come back soon for another round of more. Why, oh why, can't we have the talks we used to have? Why do some folks think there's only one way to think these days? Why is everything taken as a personal affront, as if certain people's way of thinking was the only way? We're to act, to speak a certain way, what is called woke these days. There's a lot more rules than the ones in my time. There's more one way to see. Differences for you and me. Live the way you want, but don't expect me to take your side. I may not follow your cause, but I'll listen to you because you may have a point, but I'm not your enemy. People are silent out of fear, afraid to share what they hold dear. They'll be told they're a threat to democracy. Why, oh why, can't we have the talks we used to have? Why do some folks think there's only one way to think these days? Why is everything taken as a personal affront, as if certain people's way of thinking was the only way? What gives someone the right to justify their might, their violence, supposed superiority? This land is shaped by many who come from places far flung. It's a melting pot of ideas to compromise on. Well, I'm not a Russian spy, a terrorist do or die. If for some reason I disagree with you, we got different ways we understand what we think is good for our land. Let's be civil and good listeners as best we can. Why, oh why, can't we have the talks we used to have? Why do some folks think there's only one way to think these days? Why is everything taken as a personal affront, as if certain people's way of thinking is the only way? Why, oh why, can't we have the talks we used to have? Why do some folks think there's only one way to think these days? Why is everything taken as a personal affront, as if certain people's way of thinking was the only way? As if certain people's way of thinking was the only way. As if certain people's way of thinking was the only way. Civility. And we need a lot more of that these days in these here United States. Thank you.